in Bruton, Alabama, with meteorologist Spinks Meganson. Severe weather coverage starts right now.
10:22 p.m. and we have an uncommon situation. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Severe thunderstorm warning that has just been triggered for parts of southern Baldwin County. Again, a PDS, particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning, just coming on the board for parts of southern Baldwin County, valid until 11 p.m. local time. Good Sunday evening to you, Easter Sunday, and we are tracking active weather across South Alabama and Northwest Florida, where we could have damaging wind gusts up to 80 miles per hour coming into Daphne, Spanish Fort, Fairhope, Point Clear, Montrose, Silver Hill, Robertsdale over the next 5 to 10 minutes. This is an uncommon severe thunderstorm warning that has just been posted. And keep in mind, 99% of all severe thunderstorm warnings don't carry this designation, but this is one of those that really means business, and we see it here on the velocity display. The Weather Service is noting that we could have upwards of 80 mile per hour wind gusts in through here in this line of thunderstorms, in addition to potentially a few brief spin-up tornadoes. And so again, we are calling this a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning, that has just come on the board for parts of southern Baldwin County. Current time is 10:24 p.m. And the first thing we need to do is tell you exactly who's involved in this PDS severe thunderstorm warning. And you may be wondering, so what do? Treat this like a tornado warning. It's a little different than a tornado because a tornado is small, and these are going to be damaging wind gusts spaced out over a wide area. We could see intense tree damage very similar to a tornado warning. So again, we're treating this like a tornado warning this evening in areas like Fairhope, Point Clear, Magnolia Springs, Barnwell, Foley, Lillian, Alberta, Orange Beach, also areas near Silver Hill, Robertsdale, Summerdale, areas near Daphne, Montrose. All those areas in southern Baldwin County involved in this particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. And you know, a lot of people are not familiar with this new kind of warning because we don't have them very often, but this is a particularly dangerous situation, meaning that we need folks in southern Baldwin County to be inside and away from windows. Same thing in terms of the large hail threat. Could have upwards of quarter-size hail with this storm as it plows to the southeast very rapidly, moving southeast at about 45 miles per hour. Let's go back over to the velocity view, and you can really see this. This storm has bowed out and could be producing upwards of 80 mile per hour wind gusts right now near Daphne and Fairhope as it moves just like that. And so core of the storm is now at Daphne, coming into downtown Fairhope now, going to be in Point Clear in the next few moments. Next in line is going to be areas near Barnwell, Magnolia Springs, Yupon, Clay City, also areas near Silver Hill, Robertsdale, Summerdale, and Foley. You're next, and this is a PDS severe thunderstorm warning box that has just been posted by the National Weather Service. Let's go over here to the wide view. And again, it's confusing, and I always worry with the Weather Service nomenclature that they use. Treat this like a tornado warning. I mean, basically, that it's the same type deal. These damaging straight line winds mean business. A bit of good news to pass along. If you are in Santa Rosa County, we can give you an all clear from the imminent large hail threat. The Weather Service has let that severe thunderstorm warning go. No longer on the board for northern Santa Rosa County. All clear. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still going to have some wicked weather in terms of small hail, gusty winds, heavy rain, lots of lightning with that supercell storm in northern Santa Rosa, but the imminent severe threat in terms of hazardous conditions are over for now in Santa Rosa County. So again, we're here on this Sunday evening to talk about this particularly dangerous situation happening at Fairhope and Daphne. And again, those are not my words. Those are the words of the National Weather Service. A PDS, particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning, happening across the Eastern Shore region. Upwards of 80 mile per hour wind gusts capable of knocking down trees and power lines happening at Daphne, Montrose, Fairhope, and Point Clear. This is US Highway 98. This is Alabama Highway 104. This is Scenic 98. And the core of the storm is at Fairhope, Point Clear, extending up to Montrose now, extending over into areas near Loxley as well. And so very intense situation in terms of these damaging straight line winds happening in the southern half of Baldwin County. This storm does extend up to Bay Minette, but this is not a PDS warning up here. This is a regular, per se, severe thunderstorm warning where we could have trees being knocked down, that sort of thing. But again, the imminent main concern is clearly in southern Baldwin County. In Foley, you are also under this particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning, as this main batch of storms currently moving through Fairhope and Point Clear is going to continue moving to the southeast. Robertsdale, Silver Hill, you're next. You need to be sheltered. This is not an ordinary severe thunderstorm warning. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible at the eastern shore, coming into Silver Hill, areas near Clay City, near the bridge there at Magnolia Springs, Weeks Bay, Foley, Summerdale. Be in a safe place. Lowest floor of a site-built structure, just like a tornado warning. Away from windows, away from doors. You want to put as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. And look, this thing is rapidly going to come into areas near Alberta, Perdido Beach, Orange Beach, also areas near the Floribama, Perdido Key, and Lillian over the next 30 minutes. As this continues to truck along to the southeast, just got an update from the Weather Service. You're going to see the polygon update in the background here because the Weather Service continues to flag this as a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. And look, again, most severe thunderstorm warnings are these radar indicated, warnings that, frankly, in the summertime are a dime a dozen. But this is not that. You see that. The Weather Service has flagged this with the thunderstorm damage threat being at the highest level, destructive. And so tree damage likely in Fairhope, Daphne, Montrose, areas near Silver Hill, Point Clear over the next 5 minutes. We'll zoom in real tight and just to kind of set the scene for where the worst part of the storm is now. If you are in Fairhope, here's Fairhope, Alabama. Here's Point Clear. The Grand Hotel is right in through here. Downtown Fairhope is here where it says the word Fairhope. This is Scenic Highway 98. You've got Bone and Barrel. You've got the Bay Breeze Bar, Cafe, and Grill right there at downtown Fairhope. Same thing. Right there near Red and White, you've also got areas near Fairhope High School, near the middle school down here on the south side of town, Fairhope Elementary, east and west, also involved in this PDS severe thunderstorm warning. And look, no reason to panic. It's uncommon to have a warning like this, but as long as you're doing the right thing and not out on the road trying to see this thing or something crazy like that, you're going to be fine, all right? But be inside, away from windows and doors. Damaging straight line winds are the concern. Coming into Silver Hill next. Let's zoom into Alabama Highway 104. Here's Silver Hill. This is 104 right here. Robertsdale is here. This is Alabama Highway 59. Storms moving into those areas in the next few moments. And so you want to be inside, away from windows and doors. Interior part of the house in Silver Hill and Robertsdale. There's Summerdale, same type thing. Clay City, Marlow, areas near Magnolia Springs, which is going to be right here. There's the bridge over Weeks Bay. Barnwell is here. All those areas near US Highway 98. If you live within 5 miles of US Highway 98 in southern Baldwin County, from Barnwell all the way back over to the state line there at Lillian, you need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, site-built structure, away from windows and doors. This warning does go all the way out to Josephine, Orange Beach, Alberta, Lillian, and this also does include areas near Perdido Key in southern Escambia County in Florida, all the way basically to NAS Pensacola, involved in this PDS severe thunderstorm warning. Just looking at our sources here to see what we've got going on. And let's check on this. The Weather Service still flagging this as a destructive severe storm. And look, this thing is moving to the southeast at about 53 miles per hour. I mean, like a train on a track. And so Foley, heads up, you are next in line to see this storm as it continues rapidly moving off to the southeast at about 50 miles per hour. And look, again, it's uncommon to have a PDS warning, nothing to stress over or panic about. Just do the right thing and be sheltered. That's what we would tell you to do in southern Baldwin County. Getting several reports on Facebook over the last few moments of some small hail happening in these areas as well. The good news is if you are in the city of Mobile, we'll give you an all clear. This threat has now passed you to the southeast. So Mobile is clear. Same thing for the northern half of Mobile County. We can give all of the northern half of Mobile County an all clear. You are now back behind this dangerous line of thunderstorms that's now pushing through Baldwin County. You are done for the night in northern Mobile County. Citronelle, Chinchula, Gulf Crest, Mount Vernon, Saraland, Satsuma, Chickasaw, Creola, Mobile, Pritchard, Midtown, downtown, areas out here near West Mobile, Tanner Williams, Big Creek Lake, Wilmer, done for the night. Severe weather, all clear for you. However, you are not all clear if you're in Baldwin County. Here's that line of storms, and again, tracking this as it pushes off to the southeast, could have some brief tornadoes embedded in through here as well. Brief spin-up tornadoes that you're not going to get any type of tornado warning for. The Weather Service has made a really good effort over the last few years to, instead of, issue whack-a-mole tornado warnings, which really don't help anybody, they're blanketing this area in a severe thunderstorm warning, and in the strongest part of the storm, which is why we've come live tonight, we have this particularly dangerous situation. So could have brief spin-up tornadoes near Robertsdale, also near Summerdale and Silver Hill, in addition to the damaging straight-line winds. So many people get caught up in the whole tornado versus damaging straight-line wind, debate that I see on Facebook. It doesn't matter. If something affects you, it's a big deal. Damaging straight-line winds and tornadoes, both a really big deal. Let's go back over to our reflectivity source. And let's put this in motion across the area, because this is the main batch of thunderstorms tonight that is worked in from Mississippi. We had a tornado warning earlier for parts of northern Mobile County. We came on the air for that and then ended our coverage. And then about 5 minutes later, we got this PDS severe thunderstorm warning for parts of southern Baldwin County. And I see we've got a new warning to tell you about. Let's see what that is about and what the Weather Service is going to call that. I'm curious to know if they're going to call this a PDS warning or not. No, they're not. So if you're in the Pensacola Metro, you are now under a standard severe thunderstorm warning. And again, I know it gets confusing with all the different names, but the main storm that I'm worried about right now is in southern Baldwin County near Silver Hill, extending back into areas near Point Clear. If you're at Spanish Fort, we'll give you an all clear. You're done for the night. Spanish Fort, done. Same thing at Bromley, same thing at Hurricane Landing. Bay Minette, you are done. You're now behind the line of thunderstorms, and the threat has ended at Spanish Fort, Bay Minette, Bromley, Crossroads, Stockton. You're done for the night. Let's go back up to the northern part of the storm, because no warning out right now for Atmore, but if you're at Atmore or Brat, nasty weather about to move in from the west. These storms could produce 50-mile-per-hour winds and small hail as they push in just like that. By the way, if you're in Washington, Clark, or Choctaw County, you are also done for the night. We can give you a severe weather all clear in all parts of Washington, Clark, Marengo, and Choctaw counties. You are done for the night. You can go to bed in peace. Nothing to worry about in those areas. The reason we are here is this storm in southern Baldwin County. And let me mention as well, we also have this storm about to push into Okaloosa County. This is a formerly severe storm, not anymore. This storm could be producing large hail in northern Santa Rosa County near Berrydale, coming into Munson, Whitfield, and Allentown, and Whitingfield. But right now, this storm is under severe limits. And so gusty winds, small hail possible, extending into northern Okaloosa near Crestview, Holt, Milligan, and Baker over the next 30 minutes. Watching that one carefully as well in case it ramps back up. But again, as of 10:36 p.m., the only storm that we have that's really concerning at this point is going to be this PDS, particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning in effect for southern Baldwin County. Let's put the sampler out on this and see. Yeah, look at that. The radar is indicating upwards of 77-mile-per-hour winds coming into Robertsdale near Silver Hill. And so with that kind of wind, I wouldn't be shocked if we got some trees coming down. And keep in mind, the radar beam is hitting this at about probably 2,000 feet off the ground. So the surface winds may not be exactly that high, but still 70-mile-per-hour, 80-mile-per-hour winds not out of the question. near Alabama Highway 104, near Alabama Highway 59, Robertsdale, Silver Hill, Summerdale, under the gun from this storm as it pushes off to the southeast. Current time is 10:37 p.m. I'm meteorologist Spinks Meganson, and we are tracking a PDS severe storm pushing through southern Baldwin County. If you're in Fairhope, the danger is over, all right? All clear for Fairhope, Montrose, Daphne, Spanish Fort. The eastern shore gets an all clear. You are done with the imminent severe weather threat. You'll see this polygon be trimmed back as these storms are now exiting to the southeast at about 50 miles per hour, moving like a train on a track to the southeast very, very rapidly. And I see on our radar scope source that we're actually looking at some rotation near Robertsdale as well. It is so difficult to warn for these brief spin-up tornadoes, and the Weather Service is doing a heck of a job tonight in being conservative and not pulling the trigger every time they see, a brief spin-up, rotation area on radar. We can't have 500 tornado warnings in a severe weather event. It helps no one because you'll tune the warnings out and I'll tune the warnings out. You just can't do that. And so they blanketed this area in a severe thunderstorm warning. But we will see. Let's go back over to the iPad source radar scope. That right there is mighty suspicious. And you know what? Just with that said, we got a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is going to be a tornado warning that's just coming on the board for Baldwin, Escambia, and Santa Rosa counties. And so the time has come. If you're watching this feed on Facebook Live, we now have a new tornado warning, and you need to tag folks who are involved in this new tornado warning that's going to be valid until 11:30 local time. And so we have shifted now from a PDS severe thunderstorm warning to an active tornado warning that is in effect for Gateswood, Molino, Barano Park, and Quintet. Those are the areas under the gun from this possible tornado. And this is going to be a tornado warning till 11:30 p.m. for Gateswood. Y'all just bear with me, and we will, I promise, we'll get back to it in just 1 second and tell you exactly who's involved in this active tornado warning that has just come on the board. I can tell you this, Pensacola and Century, you are out. That kind of splits this warning kind of splits the difference between those two areas. So if you're in Century, you are not involved. But again, Escambia, Florida, not Escambia, Alabama, those areas are involved. So let's tell you who's involved in the warning first. If I call you out, you are now involved in this active tornado warning, and you need to be doing something about it, putting as many walls as you can. I see we got a new tornado warning to tell you about as well. We got 2 tornado warnings. And so if I call you out, you are now involved in these 2 active tornado warnings. Implement the safe plan now. Gateswood, Molino, Barano Park, Quintet. Those are the areas in tornado warning number 1. Gateswood, Molino, Quintet, areas near Barano Park, you're involved. Areas near Seminole, and this is also going to include a part of the Pensacola metro area. New tornado warning for part of the Pensacola metro, now under a new tornado warning, valid until 11:45 p.m., I believe is the time on that. Let's check that. No, 11:30, all right? So this one in Pensacola is until 11:30. And so it's been a while since we've had a tornado warning for the Pensacola metro, but we now have a part of the metro under an active tornado warning. Possible tornado is here on the eastern side of Robertsdale, pushing in from the west. And so basically, from Davis Highway and back to the west, these are the areas involved in the tornado warning. Let's turn on the radar data here because this has really escalated over the last few minutes, and we can't forget about our PDS severe thunderstorm warning, which is why we came on the air. If I call you out, let's do it this way because we got 3 things going on. If I call you out, you need to be sheltered, all right? Foley, you're in that PDS warning. Foley, areas near Perdido Beach, Lillian, Alberta. Particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning for you. Tornado warning, now in effect for Seminole, areas near Beulah, Bellevue, also Pensacola, Ferry Pass. Also, this includes Gonzales and areas out here near Carr City. And Cantonment. This is so close. You see kind of Cantonment splitting the at the polygons, but if you're in Cantonment, you are involved. Basically from Muskogee Road, points north and south, involved in this active tornado warning situation for parts of Escambia County, Florida, as we now have 2 active tornado warnings valid until 11:30 p.m. So let's get out our red zone weather app alert for our folks in Escambia County, Florida. Got a little bit of time in Escambia County, Florida, not by much though, as this is going to be a situation where we have a tornado warning for part of the Pensacola Metro. All right, so if you're in our app club, the Red Zone Weather app club for Escambia County, Florida, you should have just gotten an app alert warning for 2 possible tornadoes. One at Gateswood on 112 coming into areas near Barano Park. The other is down here near Robertsdale on the eastern side of Robertsdale, exiting to the east, coming into Elsinore and Seminole. Let's take these one by one. Let's focus on our storm first here in the central part of Baldwin County. And again, Elsinore, areas near the little airport, which is Summerdale Naval Outlying Field right here, and Seminole. If you're at Seminole, Alabama in Baldwin County, be sheltered. Possible tornado coming in from the west along US Highway 90 right here. This is going to cross the Escambia River and come into Beulah and Bellevue near I-10 over the next few minutes. Let's go back up to our storm up here in the northern part of or I should say eastern part of Baldwin County. Possible tornado near Gateswood is going to come into areas near Barano Park, near the bridge south of Molino right there, bridge that crosses the Escambia River. You need to be sheltered. If you're at Barano Park, Molino, areas near Pine Barren, Quintet, be sheltered. Possible tornado coming in from the west. And let's not forget about our PDS severe thunderstorm warning. Foley, you should be sheltered. You should have been sheltered 20 minutes ago if you're in Foley. Same thing at Perdido Beach, Orange Beach, at Perdido Key, Lillian. I realize that this polygon is orange, but we're treating this one like a tornado warning, as these winds in through here coming into Foley could be in excess of 80 miles per hour. You got to treat it like a tornado warning. So let's zoom out and show you the hold line. And I should mention as well, if you are inland, if you are in Washington, Clark, Choctaw, Marengo counties, all clear for those areas. Gusty winds possible in parts of southern Monroe, Conecuh, and Escambia counties in Alabama. No warnings for those 3 counties. Atmore, Bruton, Fulmerton. Next in line to have another band of heavy rain. No warnings for those 3 counties. The issues are down here in Baldwin and Escambia counties in Florida. So Escambia, Florida, Baldwin, Alabama. And let's zoom in here and show you exactly what we have, because these are the 2 warnings happening now. Tornado warnings in effect for areas near Gateswood coming into Barano Park. That's warning number 1. Let's go back over to the iPad view, and it's clear to see what the Weather Service is warning for here. A lot of times in these squall lines that move across the region, you don't really get a clear-cut indication of a tornado, but I can tell you, this thing near Gateswood, near Highway 112, that is a clear-cut indication of a tornado that could be on the ground coming into areas near the Escambia River, Barano Park, and Molino. Be sheltered in those 3 places. Barano Park, Molino, Gateswood. Be sheltered. Let's go back over to our southern storm and check it out. Here's tornado warning number 2, and that one really is packing a punch. Look at that. 75 mile per hour winds being detected by radar in through here, coming into areas near Elsinore along US Highway 90, Beulah, Bellevue, Inslee. You're next. This thing is going to graze the north side of the Pensacola Metro over the next few minutes, really over the next 15 to 30 minutes. And look, Beulah, you've got time, all right? You got a little bit of time. Make it happen. Get sheltered now in Beulah. If you're in a mobile home in Beulah, in Bellevue, and Inslee, go to a neighbor's house. You need to be in a site-built structure, away from windows and away from doors. And I can't stress it enough. This is the first time that we have had a tornado warning in parts of the Pensacola Metro in quite some time. We've had all this severe weather over the last 6 to 7 weeks, but this really is the first time that we have had a tornado warning for a part of the Pensacola Metro. And we'll zoom in and get specific of who's involved. But look, the headline here, if you know someone that is in the Pensacola Metro, you need to tag them in the Facebook comments below. and let them know that we could have an active tornado on the ground coming in from the west. So again, Pensacola Metro should be totally shut down inside this tornado warning polygon. Bellevue, Brent, Inslee, areas near I-10 and US Highway 29 near Car City, near Tate High School, also areas near Cantonment, Gonzales, the UWF campus, also areas near Ferry Pass and Interstate 110. Those are the areas involved in the tornado warning polygon. I have to say though, technically speaking, if you're in downtown Pensacola, right here along the bay, those areas are technically not involved in the tornado warning as of this particular moment, but we will see if you get a tornado warning a bit later. That is a possibility. And these storms certainly, I think it's fair to say, have overperformed as we've had multiple tornado warnings today. And this still technically is kind of a lower end risk than what we've had over the last few weeks. But look, we got to look at it, as it stands now. And these storms are overperforming and producing potential tornadoes right now in these two polygons. The first one is happening up here near Gateswood and Barano Park on County Highway 112 in Baldwin County. Second one is happening near Elsinore, coming into Seminole over the next 5 minutes. You should be sheltered at Seminole, all right? Be in a safe place. We also don't want to forget about our folks in Foley that are under a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning. And even though this is not a tornado warning, if you're in Foley, you need to be sheltered. Same thing at Bon Secours, Orange Beach, areas near Jack Edwards Airport, Josephine, at Lillian, Perdido Key. Be sheltered. These are nasty storms that could be producing 80-mile-per-hour winds. Let's go back over to our iPad view and kind of track that together because these storms have now come through, the leading edge anyway, have come through downtown Foley. Still got horrible weather happening now across Foley, but the leading edge is now out ahead of, or beyond Foley, I should say. And so that's a good thing. I have had no reports from this area so far of damage, but I just got a message from the National Weather Service in our NWS chat feed that we now have confirmed damage in Fairhope. Trees down west of 181 on County Road 34. And so Fairhope is here. These storms now have a history of producing damage. And so this has gone from a situation where it was all possible, now it's reality. We got damage happening behind these storms that are happening in Foley. Be sheltered right now if you're in Foley. Let's go back up to our tornado warnings. And these are happening near Seminole and also near Gateswood right now. Possible tornado is coming into Seminole from the west. This storm is moving very quickly at about 50 miles per hour. Possible tornado is going to be here. Let's see if we can advance the radar forward. And it looks like we're getting actually a new radar update in. That's some data from earlier. We had a supercell storm move through Santa Rosa County. That's under severe limits at this point. Tell you what, let's go back over to our radar scope source and look at the latest data because this is your main batch of storms. This is your whole line. And when you start to see little indentions like that, that lets us know that we've got some storms that could be rotating in through here. And indeed, the Weather Service has warned for this notch and this notch. One is about to come into Seminole and Beulah. Beulah is on the Florida side, just to the east of the Escambia River. Same thing at Bellevue. You need to be sheltered. Possible tornado coming in from the west. The northern storm has now come just to the east of Gateswood and is now at Barano Park. So a possible tornado at Barano Park right now. And if you know someone that would be at Barano Park, they're in Florida, just to the west of Molino, you need to call them as this possible tornado continues to push in from the west. Current time is 10:51 p.m., and we now have not one, but two separate tornado warnings across our region as we get some new data in. Possible tornado at Gateswood and areas near Barano Park coming into Molino. If you know someone at Molino, Florida, I realize we're getting to be in the middle of the night here, but call them, text them, tag them, wake them up, even if they got work in the morning. This is serious business coming into Molino as we could have a possible tornado along this edge of thunderstorms pushing in near Highway 29 and near Florida State Highway 97 over the next few minutes. This tornado warning does also include a part of the Pensacola metro area. If you're in Mobile, you're fine. The danger is over at Mobile, but we are tracking a possible tornado coming into Beulah, and I tell you, that really, this southern storm has really taken over as the dominant storm. This is going to be near Elsinore now. Elsinore is right about here on the map, and possible tornado is going to be right here, pushing just like that. And so on that trajectory, this is going to be basically paralleling US Highway 90, which is right here, coming into Beulah, Bellevue, and areas near Inslee, all right? So this thing is moving just like that, wasting no time. This is going to cross the Perdido River into the state of Florida in the next few moments. And clearly, that part of the storm is the strongest of any part of this line of storms. And so take it seriously. Can't be stressed enough. If you are at Beulah, Bellevue, areas near Gonzales, Brent, the campus of the University of West Florida, Ferry Pass, I-110, Interstate 10, basically from, let's say, the Buc-ee's exit, which is right here just to the east of Loxley, all the way back over to the Pensacola Metro. No travel at this point on Interstate 10 anywhere in southern Baldwin County to the east of Foley, and no travel on Interstate 10 in Escambia County, Florida, anywhere at this point in the Pensacola Metro. I see that the Weather Service has canceled out the severe thunderstorm watch for Clark and Washington counties. So it is now off of the board. And we continue to watch this possible tornado at Beulah. And let's actually go back to our radar source. I think we're getting in some new data as I speak. Tell you what, let's turn on the radar data. There we go. And again, just tracking these two tornadoes. One is crossing the state line, which is the Perdido River, right? So you're looking at Escambia County, Florida, not Escambia County, Alabama. In this zone, this is Escambia, Florida. Over here, this is Santa Rosa County, and this back behind me is Baldwin County. And so possible tornado is at Barano Park, about to push into Molino. If you're at Molino, be in a safe place. Quintet, Cottage Hill, Florida, be in a safe place now as we have this possible tornado, the northern tornado warning as I call it, pushing in from the west. Possible tornado also at Seminole. This one looks a little bit more robust on our radar data, and we'll take you back to the iPad. That is a mean tornado signature. Classic QLCS, quasi-linear convective system, better known in the old days as a squall line. Could have a tornado coming into Beulah at Seminole now, about to cross the Perdido River into Escambia County, Florida. No travel on Interstate 10 or Highway 90 at Beulah or Bellevue. Brent, you need to be sheltered. Same thing at Car City, Cantonment, areas near the paper mill, Muskogee Road, all those areas totally shut down, totally sheltered. Pensacola Metro, basically from I-110 back to the west, you need to be sheltered. And this thing is ramping up. There's no doubt about it. This thing means business as it comes into areas near the state line, which is the Perdido River. Be sheltered. It can't be stressed enough. Even if you don't have a tornado down, this guarantees that you have damaging wind gusts, straight line wind gusts, tornado damage. It's indistinguishable in some cases. And so be sheltered in these areas if I'm calling you out. Can't stress it enough. Let's go to a wide view across the region and kind of tell you how we got here, because it has been a very active weather night across the region. Multiple tornadoes confirmed over the last few hours in parts of southeast Mississippi. We also have had confirmed reports of damage in Fairhope over the last few minutes, as we've had a particularly dangerous situation, severe thunderstorm warning in southern Baldwin County. Now we have that same warning in effect for Orange Beach and 2 tornado warnings. So a lot going on tonight. Let's go back over to our storm in Orange Beach, or coming into Orange Beach, I should say. And here's the deal. You are also under a severe thunderstorm warning if you're at Gulf Shores, areas near Gulf Highlands. Severe thunderstorm warning for those areas. The PDS warning, particularly dangerous situation warning, is in effect for Orange Beach, Josephine, and Perdido Key. Damaging straight line winds possible in those areas as the leading edge of this storm moves through. We can give you an all clear, however, if you're anywhere along the eastern shore. Daphne, Montrose, Spanish Fort, Fairhope, Point Clear, all clear for those areas. Magnolia Springs, you're done. All clear. You can go to bed for the night. There's no issues to be had in Point Clear in terms of weather. Same thing at Robertsdale, same thing at Silver Hill and Loxley. All clear for those areas, and you can go to bed for the night as you are now behind this line of thunderstorms. I see that we've got a new damage report coming in, and some good news to pass along. The Weather Service is going to let this thing in southern Baldwin County go. So what they're saying is that the storm that has now passed Foley, coming into Orange Beach and Lillian, this has weakened just a little bit. Still may be capable of knocking down some trees, but this has weakened to the point that they're going to let the PDS, severe thunderstorm warning, go, and we're just going to be focusing exclusively on our tornado warnings in the Pensacola Metro and also near Seminole, Bellevue, Beulah, Gonzales, Cantonment, those areas under the gun from this southern tornado warning polygon. Separate tornado happening to the north coming into Molino. Let's go back up to that storm. And the possible tornado is going to be right in through here near Barano Park on the southern side, southwestern side, I apologize, of Molino. So southwest of Molino could have a possible tornado near Barano Park pushing into Molino, areas near the crossroads. If you live within 10 miles of that Tom Thumb gas station that sits right there in the peanut stand at Molino, you need to be sheltered, all right? Possible tornadoes coming in just like that, going to affect areas near Molino, near the Tom Thumb gas station, areas just to the south of there, involved in the greatest threat zone from this possible tornado pushing in from the west. Again, that's tornado warning number 1. Let's go back over to our storm to the south. Again, if you know someone in the Pensacola Metro, that area is now under a tornado warning. And a warning means you have to take action to protect yourself. It doesn't mean panic. It doesn't mean have severe anxiety. As long as you're doing the right thing, you're going to be okay, most likely. As we continue to track this possible tornado at the state line, which is the Perdido River, coming into areas near U.S. Highway 90 on the north side of the Pensacola Metro, Bellevue, you are involved in this tornado warning. Basically from that landfill and points back to the north towards the interstate, and even north of the interstate, out towards Gonzales, Tate High School. Those areas under the gun from a possible tornado. Let's go back to our velocity source. And these are just two classic tornado signatures along this line of storms. Here's the line of storms. That's your line. I'm drawing this line in blue. So there's your line of storms right here. Your possible tornadoes are right here and right here. Two separate possible tornadoes, one near Beulah, the other here near Molino, coming into areas near U.S. Highway 29, at Barano Park now, near the bridge where it crosses the Perdido River, near the railroad tracks there on the western side of U.S. Highway 29 in Escambia County, Florida. Be in a safe place. It can't be stressed enough. Let's zoom out across our region and show you that elsewhere, I do not see anything that would suggest an imminent tornado concern. There is a storm happening near Munson right here that is rotating very broadly, but there's no tornado warning out for Munson, Florida right now. Getting a report in from Orange Beach that we could have some small hail happening now. Alyssa Hart, who is a longtime Red Zone Weather supporter and viewer down there, watching the situation from the wharf very carefully, and she's telling us that there, at this point, could be some small hail happening in this storm near Orange Beach. We had large hail earlier in Monroe County, up to hen egg size hail, and I'll be sure to show you some of those in just a little bit. But again, we've got to stay with this danger situation. In the danger situation now, we've actually got two separate tornado warnings happening here in Escambia County, Florida. The risk has really shifted now across the Perdido River into the state of Florida from Alabama. But with that said, if I'm in Seminole, Alabama, let's give it another 2 to 3 minutes because this thing is still so close to you. Possible tornado is going to be right here near Beulah. But if you're in Seminole, stay in the tornado safe place for 2 to 3 more minutes. Clearly, however, if you're at Gateswood, the threat is over. So all clear at this point for Gateswood. If you're at Gateswood, you can come out of the tornado warning hiding place. You are done. Same thing at Loxley, Robertsdale, Elsinore. all clear for those 3 communities. Elsinore, Robertsdale, Loxley, you are done. You get an all clear as of 11:02 p.m. All right, we've just now passed 11 o'clock. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. A very late night. More tornado warnings, some more on the way over the next hour or so as we continue to track this line of thunderstorms pushing across northwest Florida and southern parts of Mobile and Baldwin counties at this point. If you're back behind the line, you get an all clear and you're done for the night. But for folks out ahead of this line of thunderstorms, you are not done yet. And so Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties, you still got to go through this, all right? So this is your line of thunderstorms. And you see this little spin right in here in Escambia County, Alabama. That's going to be a mesoscale convective vortex. I realize I just completely pegged the nerd meter there, but what that means is this is a rotating thunderstorm, not really a tornado threat, but it could be a situation where you could have some gusty winds over the next few minutes near Huxford, Wallace, Bruton, Appleton, and Porch in Escambia County, Alabama. So again, we are here to talk about these tornado warnings. And it should be mentioned that a severe thunderstorm warning does continue for the entirety of southern Baldwin County south of U.S. Highway 98. So Orange Beach, Gulf Shores, areas near Gulf Highlands, Perdido Key, the Floribama, areas near NAS Pensacola, Pensacola Beach, also involved in that severe thunderstorm warning. And again, the reason we are here, though, is because of this. This is a tornado warning currently affecting areas near Beulah. Possible tornado is going to come into areas near U.S. Highway 29 over the next 5 minutes. And really, this thing is going to be skirting across the northern part of the Pensacola metro area. And so if you are on the campus of the University of West Florida, you need to be sheltered. Parents, if you have a student, I should say, on the campus of UWF, call them, wake them up. They need to be on the lowest floor of a site-built structure now. They can't be out driving, can't be out in this. You need to call them, right? I was a college student about 10 years ago and, probably wasn't paying attention either. There's, nothing wrong with being a college student, but I know how I was, and so I'm just telling you, you need to call them and let them know that we could have a possible tornado on the northern side of the Pensacola Metro. Got a new tornado warning to tell you about. This is going to be a new one, and this is going to include Santa Rosa County. So again, a new tornado warning just coming on the board, and this is basically going to be a continuation of these 2 warnings. And so what the Weather Service has opted to do, instead of issuing 2 separate warnings, we're going to consolidate it and do one big warning. And I think that's a good decision because we have multiple cells in through this line that could be producing tornadoes at this point. And so let me get out our wonderful app alert system here. And this is going to be for the good folks in Santa Rosa County, Florida, now under an active tornado warning. And this is a deal where we could have multiple tornadoes moving in from the west. And so first thing we need to do is tell you exactly who's involved in this new tornado warning coming on the board, valid until 11:45 p.m. So 11:45 p.m. on this new tornado warning. If I call you out, you need to make it happen and get sheltered now, as we could have multiple tornadoes moving in from the west. Pace, Pea Ridge, Florida, Milton, Whiting Field, Point Baker, Pine Bluff, areas near Woodbine, 5 Points, Shamuckla, Allentown, Central High School, Pace High School, Avalon Boulevard, Mulat, Garson Point, the entirety of the Pensacola Metro at this point involved in a tornado warning, except areas on the south side. But look, you're going to have some rough weather. I would get sheltered now anywhere in the Pensacola, Florida metro areas. We are now at 11:06 p.m. With a new tornado warning for southern Escambia and much of Santa Rosa County as well. So let's turn on the radar data. For those of you that just may be joining us, it is 11:07 p.m. and we are tracking a severe line of thunderstorms pushing through our region. Possible tornado number 1 is going to be right here near Molino. This is going to push into areas near Chumuckla over the next few minutes and ultimately out towards Whiting Field. We also have a separate tornado right in through here, very near Beulah and Bellevue, that's going to come across the Pensacola Metro just like this. And ultimately, that's going to cross the bay and end up near Garson Point and areas near Milton and Pace and Pea Ridge over the next 10 minutes. And so be sheltered now if you're in the Pensacola Metro. And look, I've said it, 500 times, and I'll say it 500 more if I have to. I can stand up here on this green wall behind me and talk about tornadoes as long as I need to, but you can be the hero. I don't have connections to everyone in our region, and you have connections that I don't. You can be the hero. Tag folks in the comments below that are in the Pensacola Metro, the campus of the University of West Florida, Pace, Milton, Woodbine, 5 Points, and Whiting Field. Those areas under the gun from these 2 separate tornadoes that could be on the ground at this point doing damage. It's so important that you tag folks in the comments below to help us get the word out and to get folks sheltered. And when you're tagging people, put a line in there that says, we've got a tornado warning and you need to be taking it seriously. That's the kind of language that we need to be using because this is serious stuff. Let's go back over to our iPad view and we'll show you exactly where the tornadoes are. It's so hard to see on reflectivity, but it's a little bit easier to see on the velocity product. And you're looking at Escambia County, Florida at this point. Here's the Pensacola Metro. Pace and Milton in Santa Rosa County are here. We got 2 tornadoes. The first one is going to be here. The other one is going to be right in through here. And so 2 tornadoes, right? One is up here near Molino, Quintet, areas near Car City, Gonzales, Cantonment, Highway 29, near the Escambia River. Possible tornado number 1. Possible tornado number 2 is the one that's affecting the Pensacola Metro directly as this continues to push in from the east. From the west, moving to the east. We'll zoom in real tight. And just to set the scene here, possible tornado is going to be right in through here on the north side of the Metro, somewhere right in through here, coming into the campus of the University of West Florida. This whole area is under the gun from this tornado warning. Pensacola, I-110, Davis Highway, North 9th, the Pensacola Airport, also areas near Scenic Highway, Avalon Beach, Mulat, Garson Point, Pace, Milton, Pea Ridge, Florida, not Pea Ridge, Alabama. Possible tornado coming in from the west. Be sheltered. Tag folks in the comments below if you're in those areas. Here's the other tornado on the northern side of this polygon. Possible tornado is going to be right in through here near the bridge, coming into 5 Points, I should say. Wallace, Chumuckla Highway, areas near Woodbine, the Stonebridge neighborhood right there near 5 Points, Pace High School, areas out here near the Naval Outlying Fields where all the helicopters practice, Point Baker, Whiting Field, Milton. Be in a safe place. You've got a tornado coming in from the east as well with this nasty line of thunderstorms. Let's zoom out across northwest Florida because we are here to talk about this tornado warning, but we also don't want to forget about our folks near the beach because you have an active severe thunderstorm warning right now in Orange Beach near the Floribama, Perdido Key, NAS Pensacola. All those areas are not involved in a tornado warning, but you are involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning near Orange Beach, Josephine, Lillian. Won't be long until we're able to give you an all clear. By the way, let's look behind the line and give out a few all clears because you are done at this point with the imminent severe weather risk if I call you out. Foley, Gateswood, Seminole, areas near Elsinore. You are done. Same thing at McDavid, Walnut Hill. You can go to bed. The severe weather threat for the night has ended and it's now to your east. If you're behind the line, you get an all clear. If you're not, you're out ahead of the line and you still have some issues. We could have more in the way of tornado warnings over the next hour in parts of Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. I see that our lights here in the studio where I am in Bruton are flickering, which probably means we've got some wind gusts outside. And we're on backup generator if the power goes out, so don't worry about that. We'll stay with you. We've got battery backups in here too. Very heavy rain in parts of Conecuh, Butler, and Escambia counties in Alabama and coming into Covington County. These storms are below severe limits. If you're in southwest Alabama inland at this point, you are A-OK. The issues are in northwest Florida, specifically in the Pensacola metro and coming into areas near Pace and Milton, tracking not only one tornado, but two separate tornadoes. Let's go back over to the iPad view because this shows us exactly what we're looking at. There's a new radar scan. We'll zoom in real tight. That very well could be a tornado happening now in the northern side of the Pensacola metro. This is Interstate 10 right here. This is US Highway 29. US Highway 90 is right here. That is Interstate 110. And so possible tornado is very near University Mall. If you know where that is, University Mall under the gun from a tornado, possible tornado pushing in from the west. That's tornado number 1. Let's go back to our other tornado up here a bit farther to the north. This is a little bit more broad, but there still could be damaging wind gusts happening in this storm. This is going to be near Pace, near Chumuckla Highway, near Woodbine, and also near areas like 5 Points. All those areas should be sheltered now. You should have been sheltered 10 minutes ago, but maybe you're just now finding our stream. Pace, Milton, Pea Ridge, Florida, southern Santa Rosa County, Florida. Be in a safe place. This also does include areas out here near Chumuckla. You should be sheltered at this point as well. Point Baker, Whiting Field. Be sheltered. NAS Whiting Field should be totally shut down at this point, implementing the tornado safety plan right now. Getting some messages in from Beulah that folks are doing the right thing and taking shelter, and that we had some wild wind about 10 minutes ago in Beulah, and I certainly would believe that based on the signature that we've got now with this storm at Pensacola. By the way, we'll zoom in real tight. If you are at Beulah, Florida, we will give you a tornado all clear. Seminole, Alabama, Beulah, Florida. You are now behind the polygon. Beulah, all clear. Seminole, all clear. You're done with severe weather for the night. You can come out of that tornado hiding place in those two places. By the way, same thing at Pine Barren and Barrono Park. You're done. Barrono Park, Gateswood, Pine Barren. All clear. You're done for the night. Let's go back to our storm as it stands now, because this is moving into Santa Rosa County very quickly. The northern storm is, not the southern storm. The southern storm is at the Pensacola metro. Possible tornadoes coming into Wallace, 5 Points, and areas near, you see NOLF, and that's our mapping system that shows a naval outlying field. Basically, that's where the U.S. Navy out of Whiting Field and Eglin do their practicing. I frequent Chumuckla Highway. You'll see a ton of red helicopters practicing in that area. And so if you know where the helicopters practice, if you know where the soccer fields are on the north side of Pace, out here where they're building the new Piggly Wiggly, those areas should be totally sheltered at this point as we have a possible tornado moving in from the west. Let's go back to our storm in the Pensacola metro. Because really this is going to be a thing that happens on the northern side of town. It looks like this possible tornado may be moving a bit to the south of due east. And so if there's a tornado down, it's going to be somewhere right in through here, near or just south of Interstate 10. I can show you that on velocity and get a better view of what's happening here. And possible tornado is going to be right here. You're looking at the heart of the Pensacola, Florida metro area. And the totality of the metro should be totally shut down at this point, as we have a possible tornado moving through a very highly populated area. That's going to be a possible tornado near Interstate 10 and 110, Davis Highway, Scenic Highway, Airport Boulevard, Brent Lane, Bayou Boulevard. All those areas. If you live within 5 miles of those areas that I just called out, be sheltered. Be in a tornado-safe place. What in the world does that mean? It means you need to be on the lowest floor of a site-built structure, away from windows and doors, putting as many walls as you can between you and the outside world. grab a tornado helmet. You've got to protect your head in case we have a tornado down doing significant damage in the Pensacola metro as this cell continues pushing off to the east. So again, that's what you should be doing right now in the Pensacola metro. And we now have one big tornado warning polygon, and you're looking at that on our live radar source here. And this is a situation where we continue to advise everyone in Pace and Milton to be totally sheltered. The storm is really yet to go through those two areas. Here comes a new radar scan. Storm is entering areas near Florida Town, not Floridale, but Florida Town, near Pace. This extends down near the bay, near the Dairy Queen, right there at the intersection of Interstate 10 and Scenic Highway. Storm is really crossing the Pensacola Metro near NAS and coming into areas near Gulf Breeze, but Gulf Breeze is not under a tornado warning as of 11:17 p.m. Gulf Breeze and Pensacola Beach, you are fine. Same thing at Navarre. If you're at Navarre, you are not included in this tornado warning. Same thing at Parkerville, same thing at Holt, Harold, Crestview. You are fine, but you need to keep an eye on this line of thunderstorms moving through Pace and Milton. You would be next in those areas that I just called out. Again, current time is 11:18 p.m. Very late on this Easter Sunday. Thanks so much for joining us as we continue to monitor these severe thunderstorms working their way through our area. Y'all know the drill. If I go off camera for a second or go silent, we got 400,000 things, it seems like, going on in the studio, and I'm scanning to see if we've got anything coming in from the National Weather Service. As of now, we do not. But again, looking at a very serious situation across the Pensacola, Florida metro area this evening. I want to thank everyone for the large hail photos that we've had throughout the night. We had hen egg size hail. That's upwards of tennis ball size hail happen in Monroe County near Uri earlier in the night. Just getting a message to our Weather Service partners. And again, it is 11:19 p.m., very late on this Easter Sunday night. And look, it's not going to be live, it's not going to be long, I should say, until this line of storms pushes out into the Gulf of Mexico. And it remains to be seen if this northern part will kind of hold its intensity. Again, if it does, it's going to be an issue for Navarre and Crestview and areas near Holt. But as of now, it's pushing through the Pensacola metro as of 11:19 p.m. and really through Milton and Pace as well. Let's zoom in and show you exactly what we're looking at, because your possible tornado number one, we got two tornadoes, possible tornadoes, happening now at 5 points right in through here, pushing into areas near Milton and Pace and Pea Ridge, near Avalon Boulevard and Highway 90, coming into areas near Florida State Highway 87 and Point Baker over the next 5 minutes. Let's go back to our storm in the Pensacola metro. This is now out on the eastern side of town, and really on the eastern side, out towards Scenic Highway, is where the potential tornado is at this point. If we take you back over to the velocity view, we'll show you that the cell has really emerged here on the eastern side of Pensacola, just to get your bearings straight as to what you're looking at. Here's the Pensacola metro. Pace is going to be right here. Milton is here. And this is Interstate 10, that thicker line that you see right there. And so possible tornado is going to be out here on the eastern side of the Pensacola metro near Scenic Highway and the bay at this point, coming into areas near Garson Point. All right, across the bay at Garson Point and areas near Mulat, you need to be totally sheltered at this point. Tornado safe place, as we have this possible tornado coming in from the Pensacola side at this point, pushing in from the west. Lots of lightning with this storm as well. Just copious amounts of thunder and lightning. Won't be long until we give an all clear to the Pensacola metro. We can't do that just yet. But again, for the Pensacola metro, you should be totally shut down and sheltered until we give the all clear. Won't be long, I promise. Like 3 to 4 more minutes in Pensacola and you will be done. By the way, the good news is I have had no reports of damage thus far from the Pensacola metro. I see that we got a tree down on County Road 87 in Baldwin County. That's going to be out there near Ponderosa Road near Robertsdale and Elsinore. All right, so that's back here. Here's Robertsdale, here's Elsinore. Ponderosa Road is right in through here, and we have a tree down, at least one tree down, right here. And that's back behind the line of storms that's now long gone. By the way, if you're in Gulf Shores or Orange Beach, yes, the weather is still bad, but the severe weather threat has come to a close in Orange Beach and Gulf Shores. So again, main line of storms is now past Orange Beach, the Floribama, Perdido Key, and Gulf Shores. You are done with the severe weather threat in southern Baldwin County. And so with that said, just looking at this, I think that it is wise for us to go ahead, if you're in Baldwin County, Alabama, any part of Baldwin County, Alabama, you're done with severe weather, we'll give you an all clear. You are done for the night. The issues are now strictly in northwest Florida where the threat continues. So you're done. Mobile, Baldwin counties. Doesn't matter specifically where you live, all of Mobile and Baldwin counties get an all clear. Let's go back to our radar scope source because we continue to track these possible tornadoes, one of which is happening near Pace and Milton right in through here. The other is right here now out over the bay. And again, let's give it, one more minute in Pensacola, and I'll give you an all clear. One more minute on the dot, and we'll give you an all clear. But Pace and Milton, you need to be sheltered. Stay sheltered as the thing is right on top of you now. This looks more like a damaging wind threat, though, at this point. Again, just looking at the radar signature, the one on the south side really has more of the pronounced rotation area out here over the bay. This is really near Garson Point Bridge and coming into areas where they had the wildfire just a few days ago, it seems like, in southern Santa Rosa County. With that look, it is wise for us at this point to go ahead and say that if you are at Pensacola, we'll give you an all clear, right? The imminent tornado threat at Pensacola is now over, and to your east, it's out over the bay at this point, and really to your east. And so Pensacola, you are done with severe weather for the night, and you can go to bed in Pensacola. So this really means that the whole thing is an issue for Santa Rosa County. We are here covering this storm in Santa Rosa County. Let's go back over to our reflectivity source. Pace, Milton, Whiting Field, be sheltered. You need to be in a safe place now in those areas as we continue to track this possible tornado, one of which is happening on the south side of the county, near Garson Point, coming into areas near Garson Point and also Pine Bluff and Muddy Ford. The other is happening near Whiting Field and also near Milton and Pace over the next few minutes. Bear with me 1 second because I am just grabbing a swig of water there. Again, watching this situation in southern Santa Rosa County very carefully as we continue to track these possible tornadoes. Again, just bear with me because we are looking at a situation where folks in Pace and Milton need to be sheltered, all right? The cell is weakening, and so that is a bit of good news. But again, Pace and Milton should be totally sheltered at this point. All right, and if I go silent, just bear with me for a second, because we are looking at a situation where we are tracking this possible tornado in the southern side of Santa Rosa County. Possible tornado is going to be near Pace and Milton now, coming into areas near Pine Bluff and Whiting Field over the next few minutes. So again, 11:26 p.m. on this Easter Sunday night. And man, oh man, it has been a long night thus far with separate tornado warnings across the region. The good news is I've seen no reports of damage so far in Northwest Florida. So again, Northwest Florida, no reports of damage thus far, but we're watching this situation very carefully. Let's go back over to the iPad view and show you that we still have a situation where we could have a possible tornado coming into areas near Milton right now. And look, if you don't have a tornado, this signature certainly supports the potential for damaging straight line winds. And keep in mind, this whole area has been under a severe thunderstorm warning over the last few minutes, all right? So in addition to the tornado risk, could have damaging straight line winds as well. Getting a report from Milton that we've got pea-sized hail happening. That's a confirmed report coming in over the last few seconds, and I believe it because look, we just lost our radar data. Here it comes. Right in through here, that darker shade of red is where we could have some small hail happening near Pace and Milton now. The thing on the southern side out towards Garson Point has now crossed Garson Point and is coming out here near areas like Muddy Ford and Pine Bluff over the next few minutes. And so, again, watching these cells very carefully to see if the Weather Service is going to extend this tornado warning into Okaloosa County. And so we will see. I'm putting you on notice. If you are in Holt, Harold, or Crestview, you would be next. And you know what? Look, they are going to instead issue a severe thunderstorm warning. And so a severe thunderstorm warning is coming on the board for Okaloosa County, Florida. You haven't had any warnings thus far today in Okaloosa County, but now you do. And the Weather Service has issued, again, a new severe thunderstorm warning for Okaloosa County, Florida. And so let me get that out to our wonderful folks in Okaloosa County, Florida, as we continue to track these possible tornadoes embedded in this line of thunderstorms pushing off to the east. Current time is almost 11:30. It's 11:28 p.m. And again, the Weather Service is issuing a severe thunderstorm warning for much of Okaloosa County, Florida. So we are sending that out to our, again, Okaloosa County folks in the Red Zone Weather app. By the way, if you don't have the Red Zone Weather app, it's a good thing to go ahead and download. It's free, totally free for you, on the iOS App Store or on Google Play. And so what's happening here, instead of a tornado warning, the Weather Service is choosing to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for Okaloosa County and the rest of Santa Rosa County, okay? So what that means is if you are in, I'm going to call out the communities involved in this new severe thunderstorm warning. Crestview, Baker, Milligan, Holt, Harold, Destin, Niceville, Fort Walton Beach, areas near Navarre. You are now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and you could have damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour over the next few minutes. So again, let's turn off the radar data and show you this new severe thunderstorm warning. Those are the areas under the gun. And look, this replaces the tornado warning. The Weather Service and their assessment, and I think this is a good call based on the signatures here, the Weather Service believes that instead of a distinct tornado warning, they are warning for this whole thing in southern Santa Rosa County. And so possible tornado, really a damaging straight line wind deal at this point, happening at Milton, coming into areas near Navarre, Gulf Breeze, areas near, actually Gulf Breeze is back here behind the line, and so that's a good thing. But really Navarre, areas near Muddy Ford, Holt, Harold, Crestview, Baker, Niceville. You are involved in an active severe thunderstorm warning that's going to be on the board, let's see, until 12:30 p.m. And so it is a good thing that the Weather Service is opting for a severe thunderstorm warning and not a tornado warning. That is a bit of good news. But again, if I were in your shoes, I certainly would want to be inside and away from windows and doors, as this is still a situation that is very, very serious at this point. Let's turn on the radar data if we can do that. And again, tracking this storm in southern Santa Rosa County. I realize that the polygon still technically includes part of Escambia County, but look, Pensacola, Gonzales, areas near Cantonment, Carr City, all clear. You are now well behind this line of storms, and we will give you a tornado all clear. If you're in the Pensacola Metro, Gonzales, Cantonment, you are done at this point. You can go to bed in peace. The storms are now in Santa Rosa County, pushing off to the east. Let's zoom in real tight on the storm. This was the part of the storm that really produced the first tornado up here on the northern side of this. And Point Baker, Milton, Whiting Field, gusty winds, perhaps damaging winds possible over the next few minutes, but it appears that this is more of a damaging wind deal, widespread in other words, and not a specific point that is a tornado. And so again, I think it's the right call for the Weather Service to issue this new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go back to the southern part of the storm because like I said a second ago, this has come through Gulf Breeze, this has come through Pensacola, and yes, you've still got very heavy rain, lots of lightning happening near Gulf Breeze, Garson Point, areas near Milton, Pace, but the imminent threat has now passed Pensacola at this point. So again, Pensacola, all clear. The imminent tornado threat has come to a close in Pensacola. We've now passed 11:30 on this Easter Sunday, where we continue to track severe thunderstorms pushing across our area. I'm meteorologist Spinks Megginson. Thanks so much for staying up late with us and watching this round of coverage. Here's the good news. All of this mess exits our region tonight, and we get a slew of nice sunny days coming up over the next week. Next weekend is going to be phenomenal. Lots of sunshine. Highs near 90 by the time we get to Saturday. Let's zoom in tight because, again, tracking this now severe thunderstorm warning happening here in Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties. And I'll tell you what, because we are looking at a situation where this is transitioning to a severe thunderstorm warning, we're going to end our coverage and go back to covering this storm in the Red Zone weather app. So again, the tornado warning is coming to a close near Milton and Pace. Severe thunderstorm warning continues for Santa Rosa and Okaloosa counties.
Be sure to find us across social media. And don't forget to download the free Red Zone weather app and set up your customized alerts. Please support our Red Zone weather sponsors who make our coverage possible every single day.